Hey everyone, in my last video I showed you how to remove a seized lower control arm from a Honda S2000. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the compliance bushing on the control arm that you removed. For this video I'm going to be using a 12-ton hydraulic press and a wheel bearing press kit from Harbor Freight. There are ways to get this job done without a hydraulic press, but they require more effort. So unless you're interested in building out your tool set, I highly recommend you take your control arms and new bushings to your local mechanic, who can do the job for a small fee. If you're still interested in doing this job yourself, the first thing you're going to want to do is to put the compliance bushings into the freezer for 24 hours so that they shrink and are easier to press into the lower control arm. Now you're going to remove the old compliance bushing. Use a collar that has a larger diameter than the bushing and place the control arm on top of it. If you don't have a 1 13/16 inch socket, you can use an inner wheel bearing race or a bearing die, but the 1 13/16 inch socket is really the perfect tool for the job because of the diameter and how it fits over the rest of the bushing. Lastly, place a die on top of the socket. Once everything is in place, carefully pump the hydraulic press so that the press puts pressure onto the die. As pressure is applied, the compliance bushing should slowly move out of the bushing housing until it is finally removed. While the lower control arm is bare, you can optionally take the opportunity to sand and polish the bushing housing to clean up any corrosion or rust. Polishing the housing will also reduce friction and allow the new bushing to be installed easier. Now go to the freezer and grab your new compliance bushings. Place the control arm onto the collar, place the new compliance bushing onto the control arm, place a 1 13/16 inch socket onto the compliance bushing, and lastly place the die on top of the socket. Once again, carefully pump the hydraulic press so that the press puts pressure onto the die. Make sure that the pressure is applied evenly so that the bushing is inserted straight. If it starts to go in at an angle, you can adjust the position of the press to compensate. Press the bushing into place until only the outer lip is exposed from the control arm. Once the bushing is pressed in, release the hydraulic pressure and remove the lower control arm. As you can see, it is an easy job, but unfortunately it requires a lot of different tools that you might not have laying around your garage. If you've done this job yourself, feel free to share a comment about how your experience doing this job went down below. In my next video, I'll show you how to reinstall the fresh lower control arm, so stay tuned.